welcome to the Michael Yo Show. What's up? It's Michael Yo. First of all, smash that button. Subscribe to that button. Anything else I need to say, Ashley?
Pow.
Pow, that button.
Don't forget pow.
Yes. And if you want to, bang that button.
Oh, bang, bang.
Make love to that button.
Take that button to Pound Town.
Oh, Ashley getting freaky.
Hey.
Anyway, yes, please subscribe. Please hit it. If you're listening to the podcast, the audio side of it, hey, do me a favor. Leave a 5-star comment. This is what I want to start doing, Ashley. And it's going to be Ashley's job. That's why I can say this. If you leave a 5-star comment and then write something, we will read what you have written on our podcast. So you're like a VIP. That's right. You're yo-IV-P. Yo-IP. Yep. You're a YIP, a yip.
We're thinking
Wait, that's not derogatory by any means.
I don't think so.
If it is, I'll
Okay.
bleep it out.
Okay, great. If it is, that's how we answer everything. If it is, we'll bleep it out.
Edit it out.
So be a part of the show. Audio side, leave a 5-star comment. We will read your comment on the air right here. That is Dean right there, the extraordinaire, the singer,
Yes.
the producer, the guy that runs everything on the technical side.
Tech.
That's right. He's a singer, right?
Yes, singer. Around this time, my music video Rendezvous should be out. So check it out.
Yes, Rendezvous.
Yes.
It's out right now.
There's a little clip of it on the last episode.
I know. We
Go
love
watch the
it.
last episode if you haven't.
And that is Ashley, the producer, kickball champion, dodgeball champion.
Yes, indeed.
Did y'all win this weekend?
Yes, we did, and it was because of me.
It's because did you hit the winning goal?
No, I stopped the other team from winning any other points by this amazing catch. Oh, I was so...
Like this? Did it look like this?
Nope, I caught it with gusto this time. I was hot.
Oh,
MVP.
look at that. I like that.
Yes.
All right, Ashley, give us the 5 things or 3 or 4 things we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, so of course we have to talk about Matthew Perry. Very unfortunate, but we're gonna talk about it and remember him. Wrapping that into Aaron Carter a little bit and what is going on with his son. We have a list of where to not go on first dates, which the real list, but I have an alternative list.
No, okay, this is great because look, there's this list that this woman came out with that she doesn't want guys to take her to on the first date, right?
Yep.
And I go, Ashley, how do I say this properly? Because I don't want to offend. Gay is okay, or what do I?
I'm kidding. Yes, gay is okay. I'm gay.
It's
gay.
Okay, Ashley dates women. She's gay. And I go, okay, this is a girl doesn't like a guy to take her. But what about a woman and a woman? What places do women not like to be taken to other places by other women? Is their list different? Maybe it's the same.
Right.
see.
Well, we got to find out.
And we're going to find out. And that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
And one more thing, Ashley, what are we talking
One more
about
thing,
here?
we're talking about the secret scam behind diamonds.
See, you researched it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so happy you did because people need to know the real story behind. Did it surprise you when you read it?
Honestly, I had just heard about it like a year ago, so I knew about it, but I was absolutely shocked and not surprised because America.
It's all about money. All right, let's get into it right now. Let's start the Yo Show. Oh, by the way, before we start the Yo Show, I'm going to be in Detroit at Majestic Theater. I'm doing another theater, and then Toledo. I've never been to either. So if you're in town this weekend in Detroit or Toledo, I would love to see you. All right, so what do we got, Ashley? Let's kick it off.
All right, so Matthew Perry, we all know him as Chandler Bing from Friends. He passed away at the age of 54, tragically at his home. It's looking like an apparent drowning incident.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never saw Friends. I've never seen Friends once. I've
Really?
seen it like, this is going to sound so bad, but when you're in a nail salon and they have a TV show on in the back, it's always that show that's on in a nail salon, because it's universe. But look, I respect what they did. I respect how they changed the game, $1 million an episode. On Matthew Perry, I've never really read up on him. I heard he has a phenomenal book, and I'm sure a lot of people are going back from 2015. I believe that book came out. I'm not sure.
Last year, 2022.
Last year.
Yep.
Okay, 2022 it came out. So I'm sure a lot of people are revisiting or going to check out that book. That's something I'm going to do because I want to hear his story. I know he had a lot of demons. I mean, that's all over the record that he had a lot of demons. And a lot of people, you know, it's hard to fight these demons. You know, as a person on the outside that's never done a drug, I'm like, how do people get sucked into drugs when you know the consequences? Like, there's so much evidence out there now. You know what's going to happen if you do drugs. We all know people that have died from an overdose. Yes. Well, every single person knows a person that has overdosed or has a drug problem. But once you're in it, that demon is hard to fight. Yes, and it shows you no matter how much fame you have, no matter how much success you have, it's hard to beat that demon. Like Matthew Perry could afford the best help in the world and he couldn't beat it. And it's very, very sad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to not have empathy for people like this because to me, my younger self, they did it to themselves. You know what I mean? That's my younger self. But I've grown out of that where it's like, look, we don't know what he was going through to try these drugs. You know, now, but you got to remember now, when I say the younger me, I'm talking about teen, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Because I'm an athlete. Anything you put in your body, you know, can hurt you. Right? Yeah. But as you get older, you're like, oh, we didn't talk about mental health issues when I was growing up. And I'm glad we are now because mental health issues can drive you to do things you normally wouldn't do. And what if one day he had a breakdown? He said, oh, let me try this. Yeah. And then he just got hooked on it. You know, it was innocent, but then it becomes something real, you know? So Go ahead, please, Ashley. What were you going to say?
I definitely have, I can relate to this really hardcore. First of all, my sister is a recovering addict. Like, she's been clean for 9 years now, and she's my younger sister. So that's, you know, it started young for her. So it is in my family, but recently I've been going through a lot of mental health challenges this year, more so than any other year. And when it comes down to the medication of it all, like I'm diagnosed with ADHD, which a lot of people don't realize like really messes with your executive functioning, which is your motivation, and also your, you know, just your being able to get out of bed every single day. And I was prescribed Adderall. There is an Adderall shortage, and the pharmacies are capped at how much Adderall they can give out. So I haven't been able to get my medication that I'm supposed to have for the past year. And there have been days that I'm struggling so hard that I'm like, dude, I live in New York. I know that I can get this illegally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how it begins.
But the problem is you don't know what they're putting in that stuff if you get it illegally. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't, and I know that I will never turn that way. But there are so many people. Why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
I also think, look, I'm not a doctor, but I also think it's dangerous that doctors, the first thing they do instead of trying to help you, they give you a drug.
Prescribe you right away.
My friend who had a back pain, right? He went in, listened to him a little bit, gave him a drug. He says it's not getting better. Gave him another drug, then upped the drug. You know, I'm like, another one of my friends had some mental health issues and they go, take this. He says, I don't feel better. It's actually making me worse. They doubled the prescription. Like,
that's wild.
It's insane where we are today, where there's commercials on TV saying, ask your doctor about this drug. It's like, no. It's such a business today where doctors get paid from these companies. I don't know if you've ever been in a doctor's office. They have meetings with reps.
All the time. Pharmaceutical sales reps will just walk into the office and try to pitch the new drug that they're selling. They'll get commission. And most of the time, it's just a drug with a slightly altered ingredient that has no difference in effect, but they have a new patent on it so they can sell it.
And you go to pick up your drugs from Walgreens, you'll notice, oh, the fancy drug is 3 times as much as the generic drug.
Yep.
It's a scam out there, and I hate that healthcare, especially for mental health issues, is so hard to get for people. Yeah. Like, that's out of pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a sad place that Matthew Perry, who wanted to get better. I believe he wanted everything I've read, everything I've seen. He wanted to get better. He just couldn't beat those demons.
Right.
And when you can't beat those demons, must be so strong. And that's why that's another reason I've never done anything, because I'm so scared that I wouldn't be able to get out of it, because I have a very addictive personality.
Right.
Like when I latch onto something, it's like, yo, I can't breathe with that. Like right now, to me, comedy is that. I got to do it. I don't have to work every night, but I do because I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's just part of me now.
Yeah.
Like if I'm at home for 2 days and haven't performed, I feel weird.
Sure.
You know?
So I do want to say that some doctors, you really need to know that you can go to another doctor if you feel that your doctor is just giving, and I'm not a doctor, of course, but like if you feel that your doctor is not advocating for you and is instead advocating for themselves, getting paid for a drug, you can switch doctors, because that did happen to me.
Yeah.
Where I was just given drug after drug and that was not working. Now I have a doctor that cares, that listens to what I want, and I am feeling better. I feel myself getting better. But just
Because so many times, not to cut you off, because so many times we are a number on somebody's piece of paper.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I mean, from a job to healthcare to other people's lives, you're just a number, man. Like when these companies do cuts, they don't look at names. You're like, oh, number 2567, you're gone. You're making this amount of money, you're gone.
Right.
We've all gone through it. I mean, on a big scale or lower scale, but doctors are the same way. You're just a patient. To some doctors, they care. Look, it's like any profession. There are good ones and there are bad ones. And the ones that keep prescribing, if you have a doctor that just keeps pumping you up with drugs, you need to really get a second opinion. Go to a different doctor, because like I said, we all got some type of demons, and a lot of times you can't beat that demon. And that's what happened to Matthew Perry. I've never seen the show, but I assume he was phenomenal on it. Anybody seen it? Dean?
Now, I'm not a Friends person either. I never really watched Friends.
Well, you're younger too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. I was kind of later on. Friends kind of started finishing up as I was getting.
So how long has Friends been off the air? 10 years?
Ooh, it's been longer than 10 years now. I think we're getting to 20 years.
Is it 20?
Long Friends off air.
20.
2004. It's almost 10 years ago.
So how old were you in 2004, Dean?
I was probably 3.
Dean was 3 years old. 3. Of course he didn't see Friends.
Of course he didn't.
No, of course I know of Friends. No,
Yes.
I don't know anybody who doesn't. But one of the things, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I did briefly read a story, but this was a very fresh story. But they were saying that at this scene there wasn't any foul play and there weren't any drugs that they saw or found.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But we don't know. I don't know his personal backstory like you guys.
Yeah. And if I was his family, and I got to be honest, and I'm not assuming, or I'm not gonna. This has nothing to do with Matthew,
Right.
Right. I'm. Let's dissociate from the Matthew. But if I had an in-law like that, or a relative like that, or a son like that, right, I would do everything. I know it's probably illegal, but I would do everything for his record to go down that nothing was in his system.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I mean?
I definitely see what you're saying.
I would do everything it took.
I do. You're
I don't
right.
care if it was paying off corners.
Just say
I don't want
yeah.
that mark on his death.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense.
Because then people are going to go, then the narrative changes a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It goes, well, what do you expect? He's doing drugs in a hot tub.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
People think less of it.
And then the biggest grief is the parents have to deal with that story, and all the relatives and friends that really has that story out.
Yes.
I guarantee you there's so many people died that they got paid off not to say X, Y, and Z
And there's always
was
so
in their
much more.
systems. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I would be that parent too.
yeah.
Right.
That would do that.
So I
Yeah,
actually
same
Go
here.
ahead.
I think we all would, in a way.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Ashley.
for sure. So there is speculation from people on TikTok, and this is not confirmed true, right? But
Oh, TikTok.
This
It must
is-
be true.
No, but-
If it's on TikTok.
it's been all over TikTok, and you really do.
Okay.
It's very interesting because there was one of Matthew Perry's interviews for last year when he was promoting his book. He was saying, if I am not doing all right, you will know, because I will be putting up Batman signals, right? He said those words. You go to his last chapter of his book. It's called Batman. You
Okay.
you go to the past week. His posts have all said, "I'm Matt-Man." He hasn't been on social media all that much in the past like year or so, but then you get to the past week and he's posting himself just saying, "Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?" That was one of his captions. Yeah, and then
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
just in the past week, and he had already told us if he is not okay, he will be putting out bat signals. So it's just kind of
People call out for help.
eerie. Yeah,
Like-
And he wrote in one of his Instagrams, "I am Matt-Man."
all of them in the past
That's
week. Yeah,
crazy.
I am Matt-Man, and I'll put them up right now. But like,
Oh,
his
wow.
very last
Wow.
one said, it just said, so swirling in hot water makes you happy. I am Matt-Man. That's his very last Instagram.
But
post.
I guess we have to go past the last week and see if he's ever, like, maybe he signs all of them Matt-Man.
I mean,
You know, like I think you got to scroll through his thing. What if he signs all of them Matt-Man and you're just looking at the week? So let's do some research.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's done that like a month before, 2 months before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe that's his signature, Matt-Man. I don't know. So I don't know enough about that
Right.
in his book, but
There's an analogy there, regardless. I don't know whether or not it is actually a thing.
yeah.
He clearly has an association there because he's reiterating that.
No.
Batman.
I got you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what if that's just his signature on
It
all
could
his
be,
posts?
and it could be. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, we
mean?
gotta
I'm
find out.
Batman.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not seeing it. I'm looking right now, and no, it's literally
Yeah.
just in the past week.
so
This is a cry for help.
So here's the thing then. Did people the people close to him just not realize it? Like, I don't want to assume anything, and I don't even know if it means that, but so hypothetically, we're making this up on the spot. You think he was actually sending out a bat signal?
Yeah, he was quite literally sending out bat signals on his Instagram, and I think maybe he knew he was not in a good place. And unfortunately, this is how it led to. But like you said, it could get covered up. Because,
Yeah,
right.
and so maybe we'll never know. But I bet you anything, there is somebody in his life, somebody
Yeah.
that knew or that, was checking in on him. There had to have been.
There had to be.
Yeah.
There had to be.
Yeah.
There had to be.
No doubt.
Because allegedly he played pickleball or some type of sport.
The morning of, right?
The morning of, right?
Yep.
So he was with people. But I mean, look, I've hung out with people and didn't realize what they were going through till a couple days later. It's like, oh, we hung out. They seem fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to their Instagram, it's just horrible. Like
Yeah, you're like,
they're
oh,
like they're going through
goodness.
it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think. Look, it's a terrible tragedy, but it also reminds everyone, in which I'm very happy that it's more acceptable to talk about, is mental health issues. And you combine that with drugs, and I'm not saying he had mental health issues. I'm just saying, because I haven't read his book yet. I can't really speak on his book, but it's something I will get to. But look, it's real. It's a problem. Demons are problems. We all got demons. Some are just way bigger than others. Some we can beat, some we can't. You know what I mean? So look, to the family, to his loved ones, to the people that loved him on TV, thoughts and prayers are with them. And man, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy.
It is.
And hopefully the only thing we can, now that he's gone, the one thing we can hope for, somebody else that's on that brink could be like, oh, I don't want to be like that. And hopefully I can reach out to somebody and change it, Any final words?
My final word would have to be that Matthew Perry has been said in comedy to have brought a certain cadence to Friends, his character in Friends, and just to the comedic world in general that nobody had done before. And so it really is a shame. And so we are thinking of him.
All right,
Yeah.
Dean?
Yeah, no doubt. I think one of the things, and this might be cliche, but it really sheds light on this, is that a lot of people are battling their demons, and I don't think, as much as they feel as though they're doing it alone, we're not doing it alone. And there is other people that can help you and that are around you, and other people that are going through similar things. Not everything's comparable, apples and oranges.
Yep.
But just know that, there's access, there's help. There are options that are not prescriptions. Prescriptions might work, they might not. But there are therapy, there's mentalism, there's all kinds of practices, anything really. But just as we move forward, stay mindful of every single option you have because there are resources out there.
That's right. And let's put up the phone number for a helpline right here. If anyone needs help, mental health issues, and also the number, suicide line. Let's put those numbers up here. Matthew Perry, loved, and you will be missed.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back with the Yo Show. All right, guys, it's Michael Yo. I'm going to be in Detroit, in Toledo, this Friday and Saturday. Friday, Detroit, Saturday, Toledo, 2 shows. 1 show in Detroit. It's a theater. It's Majestic Theater. Please come out. michaelyo.com/tour for all the tickets. michaelyo.com. Dean, what are you promoting, sir?
Man, right now, I just dropped a music video. It's called Rendezvous. It should be out right now on my YouTube. Just check it out at Dean London Swift.
All right, Ashley?
All right, this past week was Halloween, and I won most original costume at my Halloween party.
Whoa!
Even though I hosted the costume contest, I did not rig it. I was Blue Ivy on the first show of the Renaissance tour. That's who I was.
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Whoa, you said Blue Ivy, and Ivies make me sneeze.
That's it.
I'm
That's
playing.
it. So you can find it at Ashley the Producer on Instagram.
Oh, sweet, sweet. All right, back to the show. All right, we are back. What are we talking about now, Ashley? What's our next thing?
Okay, we were gonna go into Aaron Carter, but let's lighten things up, you know?
Yes, please.
Let's lighten things up with Britney Spears. Her memoir just came out, and there were some shocking revelations in there that none of us would have guessed, like that she was pregnant by Justin Timberlake, and he left her because of it. They were engaged.
Did she say that?
Oh, that's what she
Are
said.
you assuming that?
I'm not. I'm putting the dots together.
Okay. Look, nobody knew about the abortion. It's terrible. You know, Britney thought she was going to live the rest of her life with this guy. I think Britney would have kept the baby if Justin was down for it. But I also understand, man, it's kind of like, what are they, 20?
They were, like, I don't even know.
Young. They were young.
20s.
They were
Yeah,
young.
They were young.
All the eyes are on them, too.
And all the eyes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Abortion, look, it's still controversial. 20 years ago, career ender.
Oh, yeah.
Career
Oh, yeah.
ender.
Yeah.
100%. Britney Spears is not that role model. Justin's now that creepy dude that people hate on NSYNC. Like, their careers could have took a totally different path. Like, you probably wouldn't even been talking about Britney or Justin today if that would have happened. They would have been like, oh, this is, having an abortion ruin their careers. So look, to each his own. I don't judge. Like, to me, a woman can do whatever they want with their body. I don't judge. I'm a man. Until I have a period, I have no statement. Period. Okay?
Period.
Period.
Yes, I love that.
So that's, to me, it's a woman's decision, but I got to tread lightly on this. I don't want to say I feel bad for Justin, but I do find it like I do wonder what he goes through right now. Even though he was a part of that decision, it's like, yo, this came up 20 years later. He's married with a kid now. I think 1 or 2. I'm not sure. But he's married now, and that part of his life was gone, and now it's brought back to surface.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's not like I feel sorry for him or anything. It's just that, he's dealing with something that he thought was in the past. And to Britney, the thing is she never recovered from it, obviously.
Right.
Or she just wanted to talk about it in the book. But I also think a woman goes through a lot more than a man goes through. It has to.
Totally.
This thing is in her body.
Hormonally,
It's
makes
getting
sense.
taken out of her body or killed in her body.
Yeah.
Of course she's going to hold on to that for the rest of her life, probably.
And honestly, just the psychological impact of all of it, because she was so sexualized, so young. Everybody was talking about her boobs before she turned 18,
Bro, I mean, not to call you bro, but I'm going to cut you out. It's creepy to see those pictures of her. And old men were like, oh my God. Like,
Right.
But that's also though they put that out on purpose to get that response. We got to play it both ways. She was doing that stuff because it was getting her a lot of attention.
Right, but that's where I was going with it, is that she was being so sexualized in the media, but only then to get it turned around to where she was supposed to have this image of a forever virgin. That's what she says in her book. Like, who are you supposed to be? What are people putting on you? And like, who are you actually? What are you allowed to put out there? That's gotta give you whiplash, you know?
Look, I've interviewed Britney several times, and she's always seemed like she's not there. And I'm not. It just seems like she was on something.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like the I don't know. It just was nothing in the eyes.
Like the engagement, like you'll feel it.
No.
when
It's just you see nothing in the eyes.
Really, just
the
blank.
whole like
Blank.
it's not just me. All the other reporters too. It's kind of like she was like induced just to sit. I don't know. It's very weird. Go ahead.
Have you ever seen Black Mirror? There's this episode of Black Mirror that Miley Cyrus is actually in. And they're essentially drugging Miley Cyrus's character, her aunt is, to keep her performing and keep her big and this big pop star. That's kind of what I'm seeing here.
But guess where that comes from? That comes from reality, probably.
Oh, definitely,
Right.
yeah.
Because here's the thing. I do comedy. I do 4 shows a weekend. These artists do a different show in a different city every night a lot of times. There's no way. You have to be on something to keep going.
It's just inhuman. Some of those.
It's too much money to be lost if you're not healthy. I mean, like, you know, like when they play football, they hurt their ankle or knee, they go into the tent and then they run out.
Give them all kinds of
Do you-
stuff.
yeah. What do you think?
You getting steroid shots.
Like
and
even in the Elvis movie, when he couldn't go, they would shoot him up with something, right?
wow.
To get him going.
Back
you
on.
know? Yeah, so I mean, there's all this. I mean, there's no physical way. Now I'm convinced there's no way an artist can tour all year and not be on something because it's just exhausting.
Yeah.
And whether that's, and this has nothing to do with Britney or Justin, but maybe that's why so many artists turn to cocaine. They got to get up for a show and then they crash after the show. They just so tired. You know, you need uppers. I don't know the name of the upper.
Stimulants, uppers.
Stimulants,
you got it.
uppers.
yeah.
You got it.
But it's almost like Red Bull times 1,000 just to do a show.
And then you add the euphoric high on top of the magical moment of performing, and then you've got an addiction right there.
And so, I mean, I know this started with Britney's abortion, but I mean, it leads all different ways. You know what I mean?
definitely.
So,
You know what? Real quick, I wanted to make this comparison because this reminded me just of it. This perfect image that Britney has to uphold.
Yeah.
Is very similar to Korean culture and K-pop idols.
Yes.
Very similar. And
yeah.
when I was really into K-pop for a long time. I got really into the dancing, and I learned that these idols are not only fed very limited portions of incredibly lean foods all day long, but they also essentially cannot be seen in the public eye dating someone else.
No.
Because they have to be viewed as an idol that everybody wants and has a chance with.
yeah.
Otherwise, they're probably going to get shut out by the fans.
Yeah. Or they just get dropped.
Or dropped
yeah.
straight up.
Yeah,
Those labels they run their life. They give them their housing, their
Do
food.
everything.
They're basically dorm students.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
and
just
then
had
they
to draw
practice
that.
all day.
All day.
It's-
All day. They go to school. They learn
Yeah.
English because English is glamorized
Yeah.
in Korean culture. So it's interesting. You almost compare that back to Britney and you think with such pressure like that, you almost have no choice to uphold it. I mean, you obviously have the choice to not, but it seems like there's all that pressure, and then it seems like now you have to perform. You have to.
I actually think, and I've seen this, I've seen people on hit TV shows that didn't want to do the show anymore, right? But they control 300 people's jobs. And they're like, if I stop doing this show, 300 people are out of a paycheck.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Just think about Britney now.
They might look at you with that negativity too, right?
Right.
Carry it.
I mean,
You
they
think
might,
so?
but I think it's more they're carrying that burden
Fair enough.
than the, it's like you have 300 people's jobs
Right.
and you're getting
Oh, no,
paid
for
well.
sure.
Now you're sounding like a spoiled brat.
Right.
You know what I
'Cause
mean?
You're
But
the one that's tired and you're making all the money, right? Okay, yep.
Yeah. So Britney, and now when I look back and see these, they were mean to her, man. They were like, why? Like when Diane Sawyer was like, what do you think little girls are going to think about you dressed like this? And Britney can't go, well, I don't really want to dress like this. This is the record company.
Right.
She can't throw all
That's not
those
a
people
viable
under the bus.
Yeah.
She has to pretend like that's her image, whether it is or not.
Do you know what was really sad was I saw a video of her at the 2007 VMAs, and she talks about this in her book. She had a panic attack backstage because she ran into Justin, who was on the top of his career at the time, and she just started panicking. She was, anxiety, and on top of she had just had a baby. It was her first performance since having a baby, and she didn't have her six-pack abs. She was freaking out back there, just so sad. And you see it in the performance. It looks so sad. She can't even hold a fake smile. It's really sad to see.
Yeah, and that I believe that performance got panned too. Like people did not like it. Critics and everybody did not like it. But like I said, man, I really saw this in real life with the Kardashians behind the scene. They read what you say. And it's amazing when I was next to certain Kardashians, they would read the mean stuff people say about them and they would be hurt. Like they're normal people, right?
Right.
And we treat it, and I'm getting to the point where I find it very odd, man. I find the whole Hollywood thing very odd. Like red carpets are very weird to me. People scream out your name for you to look at them and take a bit. I don't know. It's very just, it's not my thing. Yeah. Like my wife, she looks phenomenal on the red carpet. The only reason I'll ever do them is because of her. But to me, it's very weird.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It's all, to me, it's just odd in general. I was on a flight today, for example, and it was just a Delta flight, and you saw the people in first class traveling, and the only thing to differentiate first class is A, that they're toward the front, but B, that there's a flap. Oh, cool. Yeah. You're first class. Like, everything's a construct, the whole paparazzi
No, it's
thing.
It's not even a flap. Yeah, it's that little curtain they do in that, like, here's the thing, because I'm not gonna lie. I get bumped up to first class. I hardly ever buy the ticket, but I fly a lot, so they bump me up. But sometimes I sit in like Maine, and it goes both ways. Like when you're in first class, you don't want anybody to use your restroom.
Oh, sure.
But you ever know right behind the curtain is the normal people bathroom, like the main cabin bathroom. And when they walk into ours, I'm like,
what are you doing?
I want to say,
everybody
get back.
turns around.
Yeah, right. I'm like, get back to your place over there in first class. Now you taking our restrooms.
Just go up to their seat and take their wine.
Right?
You could have waited. Wait for yours.
Nah, but this kind of got off the rails. But man, the thing about Britney Spears, man, she's going through a lot of revelations in the book. I thought she would expose, and I know a lot of people are breathing a big sigh. I wanted the one night stands.
Oh.
Like, I know of 2 that happened that she didn't put in the book. And good for them, because they would have gotten destroyed because,
Man, lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I'm not going to even say more than that, but I was looking for. No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't. I was looking for that in the book. I wanted to know about her one night stands.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because or the hookups, the not really serious hookups. That's what I was looking for. And let me tell you, if you go back to the people that complained about the book, look them up. That's what they were worried about. Any guys that were, I don't know if just look it up. That's what they were worried about. And they may have been in positions where they had somebody in their life at that time.
There's some sauce here, Michael.
I'm just saying.
He's in the know.
Yo knows. Yo knows. I know your secrets.
Oh,
Yes.
I know your secrets. But I'll never say. I would never say. That's the one, that's the thing. I used to report all this stuff, right? And I remember now people know me as an actor and comic, and I'm so glad. But I would go places with celebrities, and they would act different around me because I worked for all the. So that, is he going to report on? It's like I'm glad I'm not that dude anymore. Sure. I remember I was in a room with Rihanna backstage at a private party, and I saw her look at me, almost like now I got to watch what I do.
I see.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's like a disconnect from being a human almost.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not that dude.
Yeah.
I'm not that dude.
You can trust me, yo.
That happened to me. It was right before Demi Lovato's overdose, actually. I met her the month of or the month before, and we had gone into her dressing room. It was on a stop of her tour in Columbus, Ohio, and she was not happy. You could tell she was not happy that us radio people were in there.
I mean, it's like anybody, man. They put it on.
Yeah.
When you're it's like this podcast. We're not really like this. I mean, I am, but I guess we are, but we still bringing up the entertainment value a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so just think about Britney, all her life has to bring it up.
Yep.
Has to bring it up. If you're seen, you got to be happy. If you're sad, there's something wrong. The picture of Britney being sad is all over why is Britney sad? You know, like, yes, any normal person would lose their mind. It's kind of like Michael Jackson as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dude was followed and we see how that ended, right?
Yep.
Like, there's not a good track record of kid celebrities.
Right.
And going into adulthood. There's a couple great examples, but I can name a lot more that went wrong than that went right.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
It's sad.
Any more comments about Britney Spears?
I think we can wrap up Britney.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. It's the Yo Show. What's up? It's Michael Yo. I'm going to be in Detroit and Toledo on the Do I Lie Tour. Do I Lie Tour Detroit this Friday, Toledo this Saturday. 2 shows at Toledo Comedy Club, or I don't know the name for sure, but I'll be in Toledo. So definitely check it out, michaelyo.com. Dean, what are you pushing?
Man, right now I just dropped Rendezvous music video. It's on my YouTube. It is also on Vivo. So go check that out.
Oh,
Rendezvous.
Vivo.
All right, Ashley.
The big time. I am promoting my Halloween costume, that one most original costume, at my Halloween
Love
party.
it so much.
Love it.
I was Blue Ivy on the first show of the Renaissance tour, so terrible dance moves and all. It's up on my Instagram at Ashley the Producer.
All right, we are back to the Yo Show. Here's what I want to talk about. They came out with a list of top 10 worst places to take a woman on the first date, right?
Yeah. It's more than 10, but yeah.
But do you have like the top 5?
Yeah.
Just to read them off? Okay, read me the top 5.
So any chain restaurant in general. Those can all be lumped together. Any chain restaurant that's fast food, or the Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Things like that.
The gym, of course. Why would you go on a
Who
first
takes
date
a
to the gym?
date to the gym?
Who would? Gym bros, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what
I
you
don't
men
know.
do.
Okay.
Church is up
Yeah,
there.
I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Family functions,
Yeah. Don't
Okay,
do that.
nope,
No.
nope, not a first date.
No.
movie night,
I thought of
and
that.
bowling. Those are the top.
So movie night, I understand, because you want to get to know the person, but you can't talk.
Exactly.
Bowling, I don't know. Like, bowling is not sexy to a woman.
Right.
I love bowling.
I love, no, you know what bowling is? Third, fourth date. Oh, let's have some fun and go bowl. But the first date, hey girl, you want to go bowling? Like, no. Unless, the only time that would be cool is if it was bowling in LA. They had like a dope Thursday night bowl, I believe, at Hollywood Bowl. But that's when celebrity, like, it's a vibe. It's music. It's
Cosmic bowling, lights are dark, things are glowing.
It's drinks, it's club. It's like a party.
Cool.
Like, and it's the night in Hollywood.
Okay, that's really
I can
cool.
understand. Like, it was a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just a normal bowling alley with fat dudes rolling balls down the, no.
With your dad. You look
With
over
your
and-
dad.
Oh my god.
Your dad in the next leg. Yeah.
Snack bar, pizza slices, the cheese fries.
Oh my gosh.
Nah. Okay, so what I wanted to do, Ashley is gay. She dates women. And I was like, okay, that's the guy. That's women not wanting to take women don't want guys to take them to this place on the first date.
Right.
But what do women not want women to take them to on the first date, and how different is it? Ashley has that list. Go for it, Ashley.
All right. You're going to be super surprised. You ready?
Yeah.
They're all exactly the same.
No.
They're all exactly the same. However, I do have, so of course, church. That's a big one because, it feels uncomfortable to go to church in general. But like, if you're queer, sometimes it can be even more isolating.
Yep.
Sure.
I have a story though of what taking this poll brought me.
Yes.
I went and there's this app called Lex, and it's kind of like Craigslist for queer people, and all the lesbians have taken over it in New York City. So I posted the poll up, and I got all these same exact answers, and I was like, okay, fun, right? But then this person and I were joking about how it's so dumb to go to the movies on a first date that now we're going to go to the movies on a first date. I got a date out of it.
Okay.
Oh, wait. You got a date out of the Lex thing?
Out of posting this poll for our show.
We hooking it up.
Yes.
There you go.
So we're just going to commit to the bit, go on a date, and literally not speak on purpose.
There's something nice about that, though.
Right?
Is there?
Yeah, I think so because it's like you didn't put yourself there and then experience that separately. You set that up. You set yourself up to have a moment with this person in that environment. So this is a date that goes beyond just watching the movie. You are already bonded with that person.
Exactly. Thank you, Dean. Thank you. We texted for an entire hour. So that's a long time.
To me, that's ridiculous.
But if it's back and forth and it is like the whole hour and you guys are staring at your phone and every message is read and then an instant response, I can understand how that can bring you close.
Let me tell you something. Why are you texting when you can pick up the phone and call each other?
Okay, Grandpa.
You can think about what you gotta say.
Grandpa, look. If you're going to text for it out, just call each other.
Here's the
But
thing.
you know why? Because you young folks are scared to talk. Because you're scared you won't be. This is how normal, if you were talking on the phone, this is how a normal conversation would go. Hey, how you doing? And then you go, I feel great. Then they run off. And then 5 minutes later, they come back. So what are you doing today?
Oh my gosh.
We need to explain to you the advantage of texting people.
Yeah, you don't have to have game. You can think about what you're saying.
Your wit is delayed. You don't have to rely on your wit.
Your wit is delayed. No, you're no wit. Because wit.
That's true. I guess wit is immediate.
Wit is immediate, bro.
I guess you're right. But if you're texting back and forth, you still have to have some wit.
No, you do not.
I think so.
Oh,
if you're fast and fast,
See,
you just get a couple more chances.
You've just explained why younger women want to date older dudes. It's because y'all ain't got no game. Y'all ain't got no game. If it's not through text, you don't got game.
But at least we'll entertain those who want to waste their time texting.
I was talking to a woman that was like 28 years old, and I go, "Why don't you just call him?" She goes, "Call him." Like it was gross calling people.
Is it because of the time commitment? Sometimes I feel like when
you're texting for an hour.
Well, that's true, but I can stop at any moment and engage my attention with something else, rather than. If I'm on
That's
a phone
what I'm
call,
saying.
Don't I have to tell them I'm gonna stop? Like, if I have to hang up the phone call to go take care of something and call them back, if I keep doing that over and over, the likelihood of us continuing that conversation goes down.
But you're gonna text them the same thing. Hey, I gotta do something.
But at least the conversation carries because I'm texting them and I'm getting stuff done.
No.
Oh no.
No.
I don't know. That's how I think sometimes.
I feel right in the middle of both of you, which is what our ages are, but I feel like, it makes zero sense. Why didn't I just pick up the phone and call her? That makes
Because you got no game, girl. You got no game.
I have game.
It's scary nowadays.
No, Ashley got no game. She got texting game, but no verbal game. Ashley got no verbal game.
The written game, though.
No.
Your written game is off the hook.
Fire.
Your verbal game.
I have such verbal game that I'm going to a movie on a first date.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to even talk.
God.
See, I'm gonna show you young folks some game.
Oh no, it's Papa Yo.
Papa Yo coming in.
Hey, I got game. That's how I got my wife. You know what I'm saying? I didn't text her. I called her. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, are we done?
We're done.
Now, remember, if you listen audio-wise, I'm going to say it again. If you listen, leave 5 stars, and we'll read your comment and give you a big shout-out on the show. Any 5-star comment. If you pow and like it and subscribe on the video side, I don't know what we'll do.
If it gets a lot of attention, though, we should.
We should. You know what? We'll read.
Yeah.
If you leave a nice comment, we'll read it.
Yeah.
We'll read it too.
You know what? Oh my gosh.
And subscribe.
What if we put the comment up? We can show
We'll
the comment.
put your comment up.
Absolutely.
We'll put the good comments up. So like it, but you have to, like if you leave a nice comment, but you're not subscribed or you didn't like it, no comment.
Nah.
Your comment is null.
No cigar.
No cigars. No cigars over here. All right, Dean, what are you promoting? We're out of here.
Man, oh man, I got Rendezvous out right now. It's my new music video. Check it out on YouTube and Vivo.
Rendezvous. Okay, Ashley.
My Instagram at Ashley the producer. You can see what my Halloween costume was this past week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I'll be in Detroit and Toledo this weekend, Friday and Saturday. MichaelYo.com for all the info. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peace.